This is my boss, Jonathan Hahn, a self-made millionaire. He's quite a guy. This is Mrs. H. She's gorgeous. What a terrific lady. By the way, my name is Max. I take care of them, which ain't easy, because their hobby is murder.
My men earn their money. I'm not paying your men. I'm paying you.
Hustle, hustle. Come on, let's go. I see pallbearers move faster than you guys. Come on, let's hurry it up. Stuff is gonna be back out at sea tonight. We got a lot of perishables here.
Yeah, us.
Listen, fella, if I'd only logged 3 days in this local, I'd keep my mouth shut for a while. You know what I mean?
Tell me something. How often do we work 9 hours without a break?
Whenever we're told to.
You need the overtime that bad?
What overtime?
Come on, Tucker, put your back into it. You ain't no cripple yet. Hey, you. Hey. You swing that hammer like my grandmother sucks an egg. Where did we find you?
Let's discuss that after dinner. What time do we break?
Dinner? We didn't even break for lunch yet.
You did. Massa?
You know, if you swung that hammer half as good as you worked that mouth.
Show me. That man over here.
I think he's coming anyway, Mr. Shell.
Didn't have time to catch the poor son of a gun's name.
You treat these men like pigs. You know that.
I'm Victor Shell, Executive Vice President of Hart Shipping Lines. After today, you won't work a dock from here to Seattle.
Then neither will you. I'm Jonathan Hart. I own Hart Shipping Lines. Now get your crooked, fat, fired butt out of my limousine.
Jonathan Hart was here. He knows about everything. Now what do I do?
Leave the city. I'll take care of it.
Can we keep two of them? Can we, Mom?
I suppose so.
Yay!
We'll be back in an hour.
I'll be sure to save them for you. Can I help you, sir?
Part of my organization was uncovered today. There could be a deeper investigation. I want it stopped.
I don't handle cop killings.
It's not a cop. I simply want to send a warning to someone.
Name?
Jonathan Hart.
The Jonathan Hart.
His wife. I want her to have an accident. A fatal one.
And he'd understand that was a warning?
I'll see to that. Right after the funeral.
I may have someone available. Actually, I do have someone.
You had me kind of worried there, Mr. H. I'm glad it's all over.
One clown doesn't run a circus, Max. I got a feeling this is only the beginning.
Hello, darling.
Hi, darling.
Your timing couldn't have been any better.
Where are you going?
Jonathan, that must have been some fishing trip you were on. What'd you do, fall overboard?
Somebody else did, as a matter of fact. I helped out. Now, where are you going?
To the writers' conference. You remember. It's been planned for weeks.
I've got a great idea. Why don't you have them come over here and confer?
Oh, next year. Darling, is there anything you want to tell me about this fishing trip?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Oh, I'd believe anything you told me.
I've been working as a longshoreman,
Oh,
and I may have discovered the beginnings of a coast-wide dock scandal.
now that sounds a little fishy.
I told you.
Bye-bye. Bye, Max.
Bye-bye, darling.
You know, Mr. H., Mrs. H is probably the smartest lady I ever met.
She's a smart one, all right.
But sometimes...
Careful, Max. I could take the rest of that personally.
You want me to hose you down now, Mr. H? Or would you rather dive into the washer and let me put you on full cycle?
With internecine irony, the caustic winds of chance whip through my brain, stripping sanity from the remnants of reason, strewing feral flowers in its wake like noxious seeds from some pernicious garden. The blessing shrouds a curse, as now the tangent of our lives is linked and set, drawing closer still in diminishing circles. Each minute that I wait, each second's hesitation, the sword is sheathed, and so the apprehension. I'm finished.
Now, if you'll all proceed inside, we can begin the Feingarten lecture series on post-existentialism. Oh, that was wonderful. Thank you.
I guess you wouldn't keep reading if you didn't like them. You don't remember me, do you, Jennifer? Stephen Thomas? Cousin Stephen?
Stephen?
Has been a long time, hasn't it? Do you really like them?
They're wonderful. They're better than wonderful. They're really... Is this you in the story?
Yeah, that's me.
Stephen Thomas? An undercover cop?
Ex-undercover cop. Ex-poet, ex-auto mechanic, ex-waiter, ex-whatever. Ex.
Last I remember, Uncle Chuck had his heart set on you playing third base for the Yankees.
Yeah, well, he's probably an Expo fan now. He and Mom moved up to Canada about 15 years ago.
Oh, that's right. I remember, sure. How are they?
I don't know. I don't see him too much anymore. I guess they kind of gave up on me. Not that I blame them particularly. Look, maybe this is a bad idea. Thank you very much for the nice words.
Stephen, wait. Not as a second cousin.
Second cousin once removed.
As a colleague. A fan, if you like. You have real talent, I mean that.
Thank you.
Why don't you go home and finish that story?
Jennifer, you got a home. You finish things. Successful people have a tendency to do that.
If you had a place to type.
Well, even if I had a place to type in, I hawked my typewriter a week ago.
But if you had a place to type in, I'll bet you could finish that story in 2 days.
Maybe. In the real world.
Well, welcome to the real world, Stephen Thomas. Because I just happen to have a guest house that just happens to be free for the next 2 days. Fully equipped with a typewriter.
Yeah.
Folding already? Too much pressure?
Well, I got dinner tonight with a friend.
Cancel it. Meet me out in front in 10 minutes. You can follow me home. I'm doing this for purely selfish reasons.
You are?
Mm-hmm. Years from now, when someone says, do you know Stephen Thomas, the famous writer? I'm going to say, know him. I gave him his start. Deal?
I guess that's fair enough.
All right.
Thank you. It's me.
Did she buy it? She really think you're Stephen Thomas?
Yeah, no problem. Get close to her. I'm staying in the guest house.
Bay leaf.
Bay leaf.
Peppercorns.
Peppercorns.
Half a bottle of Burgundy.
Half a bottle of Burgundy.
Well, what do you think, Max? Should we go for the garlic?
Eat no onion nor garlic, for we are to utter sweet breath.
Now I know where the other half a bottle of Burgundy went.
That's Midsummer's Night Dream, Shakespeare. The Pomona Community Players are putting it on. I'm going to try out Mrs. H's idea.
I don't think Pomona's quite ready for you, Max.
I'll see you on opening night. Do you know this cousin Stephen that Mrs. H invited over for dinner?
I haven't even met Uncle Chuck and Aunt Gail yet.
That must be them. I'll get it.
I'll get it, Max. You save your talent for Shakespeare.
Like here, we can take it over to the guest house later.
Oh, darling.
Trick or treat.
Let's have dinner first. I missed you.
Darling, come here, Stephen. My cousin no longer once removed.
Welcome.
Thank you. You didn't tell me about your attack dog.
Up till now, he's been a notoriously good judge of character. Stop.
Freeway.
There you go.
I guess he doesn't have to prove he's a starving writer.
That from a man who never finished anything.
I'm very flattered.
Man, that's fantastic. Really fantastic. You're a genuine chef.
Well, it's a defense I sort of developed early in life, in case I wound up marrying a woman who couldn't cook.
Max, can I see you in the kitchen for a moment?
Why does that sound like I don't have a choice? Coffee in the living room is right.
Thanks, Max.
She's really wonderful. And you'll never know how lucky I was having her ask me back to the house like this.
Jennifer tells me you've done some undercover work.
Yeah, when I was a cop up in Frisco.
Lived there very long?
No, just a few years.
I'd like to read your story when you're finished it. Undercover work fascinates me.
Kind of an armchair detective, huh?
From time to time. Coffee.
No, I don't use it.
Jennifer said that you collared a cop killer? Is that right?
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Well, it really wasn't that tough. Once the IU traced the stolen car, it was a walk in the park.
I've got an idea. Why don't we call Uncle Chuck and Aunt Gail? I've never met them, and I'm sure they'd be delighted that you're here.
Well, if you want to.
Yeah, why not? Let's give them a call. What's the number?
Area code 514, Zenith 79243.
9243.
Except they're not there. No, they're in France. They go there this time every year to this little village where they met during the war. It's kind of like an anniversary. Romantic, you know?
Very.
Well, I guess I should head on over to the guest house. Thanks again for the hospitality.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, wait, just a second. Jennifer!
Yes, darling.
Stephen's going to bed.
Oh. Good night, Stephen. See you tomorrow. I'll be up in a minute, darling.
Just a minute. When I checked off the reasons for wanting to marry you, cooking was way down at the bottom of the list.
Funny. On my list, too.
Good night.
Good night.
Let's see, your basic goose takes 20 minutes per pound allowed for pre-roasting. Max, when does Mr. H leave in the morning for his meeting with the DA?
At 10. This stock scandal's turning out to be a big mess, so he's liable to be there for some time.
From everything he's told me, it's likely to last all day. Anyway, when he gets back to the house, whatever happens, keep him out of the kitchen.
Hi.
Oh, Stephen. I thought you were in bed.
Well, it's been so long since I've been in a house with a real library, I thought I'd come back and borrow a book. I thought I'd read for a while.
Make yourself at home. Good night.
Good night.
Hello, sailor. Remember me?
The face isn't that familiar. But maybe if you come a little closer.
How quickly they forget.
Oh, sure. Now I remember you.
No.
What's on your mind?
You first. You're the one who was frowning.
Frisco.
San Francisco?
Exactly. Stephen said Frisco. When was the last time you heard somebody who lived there call it Frisco?
So he's not a native. He's still talented.
Extremely. Considering he used a San Francisco IU to track down a stolen car.
IU? Sounds vaguely internal.
It is, darling. It's a police information unit.
Oh?
Except it's only called that by the New York Police Department. In San Francisco, it's called R&I, Records and Information.
Why do I get this feeling that you'd like my cousin once removed to be twice removed?
He seems nice enough. It wouldn't have made any difference who it was. I was sort of hoping for a little dinner for two.
You missed me.
Yeah. I missed you.
Oh. Darling, sometimes when I'm away, working, do you ever get a little jealous?
Never.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
I see. Well, why not?
Because I trust you.
Oh.
I trust you because you love me. Now look at me straight in the eye and tell me that I can't trust you.
Jonathan. Nuts. Here, it's beautifully written, but I think you've taken a little too much dramatic license. I mean, it's all right to suppose what the killer thought at the moment, but to put it as fact makes you sound clairvoyant. Unless, of course, you are.
What?
Clairvoyant. I wish I were right now. You really don't want to be doing this, do you? What's the matter?
I don't want to seem ungrateful. I really appreciate everything that you're doing for me. But there's something that I have to take care of right now. It's kind of personal.
Wouldn't have anything to do with that broken dinner date last night, would it?
Yeah, it has something to do with that. I probably won't be back until tonight. Is that okay?
You do plan on working tomorrow, don't you? Then it's okay. If you find you'll be back in time for dinner, give us a call. Oh. Hello?
Hi, darling.
Oh, Jonathan, can you wait just a minute?
Jennifer! Jennifer!
If you didn't want goose, all you had to do was say so.
You sure you didn't smell any gas?
Actually, I knew you wouldn't let me remodel the kitchen, so I...
Jennifer, it's not funny.
I know. It's just my way of handling it, okay?
Now, come on, that's not up to the usual standard. Much better.
Thank you.
You're okay. Where's our budding young Serpico?
Oh, he left a little while ago. He said he wouldn't be back until tonight. How did your session go with the DA?
Well, the same organization is infiltrating a dozen or more companies. I thought that Stephen said he wanted to work today.
So did I. I don't know what his problem is, but he certainly is a young man with a lot on his mind.
How's it coming? With any luck, it happened a few minutes ago. Accident in the kitchen.
Good, good. Kitchens and bathrooms, that's where most accidents happen.
She was a nice person. She was a kind person.
Would you get me the big net behind you? It's much more difficult when you know them. I can understand that.
Do me a favor, huh?
Hmm?
You get another one like this, call somebody else.
No problem. Coming back, do you think?
Yeah. I'll come back by later and pick up the rest of the money.
See you then.
See you then.
Max, I'll be back in about an hour.
Okay.
Hey, Max, keep an eye on it for me.
Why should today be any different?
Hello, Stephen. Are you all right?
Considering the circumstances, I'd say you look pretty good.
The only thing that was damaged was my nerves.
I'll bet. I'm surprised that teacup isn't shaking. I suppose you don't feel much like doing any work today, huh?
Not really, no. I'm sorry.
Hey, no problem. I understand. Hey, Jenny, I got a great idea. What do you say we get out of here for a while? Take a drive somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah, it'd be great. Drive to the beach, you know? Take a look at the ocean. Are you firm in the fact that you're still alive?
A little overwritten, but not a bad idea. Let's go.
All right.
Excuse me, Mrs. H, but where are you headed for?
Just out to Cabrillo Point.
Mr. Ray says he'd be back pretty soon.
Well, we're not going to be gone for very long.
I sort of got the idea that he was a little worried about you.
No need to be, Max. We'll be back in a little while.
Wow. Can I help you?
I hope so.
I'll give you $100 on your watch and a half on your cufflinks. You interested in it?
Yes, I'd like to look at it.
Well, maybe it's not for display.
Well, maybe it should be.
You a cop? Erica? You're not a cop.
What harm can a look do?
Are you kidding? A look cost me my last divorce.
How much did the guy get when he pawned this?
$50. Oh, now wait a minute. There are certain things that a lady does not do for money. This looks unethical.
It also looks very profitable.
You got a point. Okay. You can look. But don't you touch. Well, was it worth it?
Every penny. Is Mrs. Hart there?
She's not here, Mr. H. She and Stephen took a ride out to Cabrillo Point.
Thanks, Max.
Oh, what a terrific idea. go down to the beach.
Jenny?
Hmm?
Forget it.
Come on. Stephen, I understand everything you're going through. I went through the same thing myself. It wasn't so long ago that I thought I was never going to amount to anything. That I'd never ever find anyone to love me. But I did. And you will too.
You're so beautiful.
Stephen, don't... Stephen just saved my life.
Come in. Jennifer told me the whole story. I'm grateful.
Forget it. I'm glad that I was there.
It makes it more difficult, what I have to say. I want you to leave.
That's kind of a strange way to show your appreciation, isn't it?
Like I said, it makes it harder after what you did.
No problem.
Aren't you going to ask why?
Well, it's your house.
You don't want to forget that.
What'd you go through my things?
I sure did.
Hey, what kind of right do you have to do that?
Because nothing about you adds up. You told Jennifer you were broke, but you got a Bible full of money. You got a gun sitting in hock. And that story about San Francisco and Uncle Chuck, that doesn't play too well. And all of a sudden, my wife starts to have accidents.
I can explain about the gun and the money.
I'm sure you can. The point is, I don't care. I do care about my wife. Like you said, it is my house. I'll tell Jennifer you said goodbye.
So, how'd it go this time?
Not so good. Her husband, he's on to me.
He knows why you're there?
Well, he's got all the pieces. He just hasn't figured out how to put them together yet.
You took the job, you go back and finish it.
Get your money back.
Kid, let me explain some things to you. See, the people who come to me for two things. Fast service, no complications.
You'll find somebody else.
Maybe yes and maybe no. But you see, you say that Mr. Hart is already suspicious of you. And the longer this thing takes, the edgier he'll get. That's a big complication. The kind I don't need.
I'm sorry, Morgan. I'm out of it.
bad. You showed great promise.
I promise that I will never, ever bring home any more strays. No, I promise this time, honest.
Hmm? No stray cats?
No.
No stray dogs?
No. And especially no stray distant relatives.
You got a big future.
You told him to leave, didn't you?
The funny thing about it was he didn't put up much of a fight. That's funny.
What?
That's his work. Now, you're a writer. Would you go away and leave your work?
Some of it. Jonathan, that's my copy. Here, you read it. I have some work of my own to do. After which, I am going to resurrect a gourmet dinner.
How are you going to do that?
Aha. Woman doth not cook by oven alone, Kimazabi.
Hot as a pistol out, isn't it? Come on in. Get out of the sun.
Pretty good stuff, huh? That scene between the hitman and the cop gets you right where you live.
That's just what I was thinking.
Kid was a great reporter.
He's either the best and most imaginative I've ever read, or he's the hitman himself.
Hello?
Cool, man.
Come on in.
I'll get it, Max.
Hello. I'm calling 555-3223, and I'd like to know who I'm speaking with.
Jonathan Hart.
Officer Pearson, Metro. We just found a body, Thomas, shot to death. He had your phone number on a matchbook in his pocket.
All right, we'll be here all day. Thank you.
Bad news, Mr. H.
Stephen Thomas. He's dead. Murdered.
It doesn't make any sense, Mr. H. If he is a hitman, who hit him?
Maybe the person that just took over his contract. Is the gate locked?
Yeah. I just had to let in the pool man.
This is regular day?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Charlie.
Are you sure?
Yeah, positive. Charlie.
Jennifer, darling.
Hi, darling. You want to go for a swim?
Just stay where you are.
What?
Don't move until I tell you to. Hey, Fred, how's it going? How's the foot? Any better?
Much better, thanks.
Do exactly as I say. Put the writing board down, get up and stand behind me.
Jonathan.
We're walking in the house. Keep me between you and the pool man.
Get over there! Stay in the pool! Jennifer! Are you all right?
You?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Is it all over?
Yeah, it's all over.
I never felt so ridiculous in my whole life.
Ridiculous.
Uh-huh.
You never felt so ridiculous? Now, why would you feel ridiculous?
I love you.
I certainly hope so.
There you go. Does anything else hurt?
Only when you don't touch it.
Oh.
How about you?
Oh, well, I'm just a little disappointed in my relatives. What's going to happen to that man Morgan and the guy who hired him?
Well, with 20 counts of embezzlement against him from his union, I'm sure the FBI will think of something. What's up, Max?
Mr. H, you ain't gonna believe this. Mrs. H, your cousin has arrived. Mr. Stephen Thomas from San Francisco.
Hey, Jennifer. I'm Steve, and you must be Jonathan. How you doing? Hey, I'm sorry I'm so late. And I'm really sick. I missed hearing you speak at that writers' conference and everything, you know, but my car broke down. Well, here I am, though. And boy, have I got a story to tell you guys.
Does he look familiar to you?
Uh-uh.